Frederick Douglass, The Biography for Kids. In the small town of Talbot County, Maryland, a boy named Frederick was born in February 1818. Little did anyone know, this boy would grow up to change the world. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery, which meant he was owned by another person and had to work for them without getting paid. Even though he was just a child, Frederick had big dreams and a heart full of hope. Frederick's early life was tough. He lived with his grandmother on a plantation and didn't know who his father was. His mother, Harriet Bailey, worked on a different plantation and could only visit him at night. She would walk 12 miles to see him, but these visits were rare. When Frederick was about 7 years old, he was sent to live with the ALOUD family in Baltimore. This move would change his life forever. In Baltimore, Frederick experienced something new: kindness from his owner's wife, Sophia ALOUD. Sophia began to teach Frederick the alphabet. Frederick was a quick learner, and soon he could read small words. But when Mr. ALOUD found out, he was very angry. He said that if Frederick learned to read, he would become unmanageable and unhappy with being a slave. Frederick realized that education was the key to freedom. Determined to learn more, Frederick made friends with white boys in the neighborhood and learned to read from them. He read anything he could get his hands on, especially newspapers and books about freedom and human rights. Frederick knew that if he could educate himself, he could one day escape slavery and help others do the same. When Frederick was about 15, he was sent back to the countryside to work for a cruel farmer named Edward Covey. Covey tried to break Frederick's spirit with hard labor and beatings, but Frederick fought back, literally and figuratively. One day, he physically resisted Covey's abuse, and after that, Covey never tried to beat him again. This act of defiance was a turning point for Frederick. He knew he would never let anyone break his spirit again. At 20 years old, Frederick decided to escape. Disguised as a sailor and carrying papers he borrowed from a free black seaman, Frederick boarded a train to the north. His heart pounded with fear and excitement. After a long, tense journey, he arrived in New York City. Frederick Douglass was finally free. Life in the North was different, but not without its challenges. Frederick married Anna Murray, a free black woman who helped him escape, and they moved to New Bedford, Massachusetts. There, Frederick worked hard, but also began to speak out against slavery. He attended abolitionist meetings and was inspired by famous anti-slavery speakers. Frederick's big break came when he spoke at an anti-slavery convention in Nantucket. His powerful voice and moving stories impressed everyone. He quickly became a leading speaker for the Massachusetts Anti-Slavery Society. Traveling across the country and even to Europe, Frederick spoke out against the horrors of slavery and the importance of equality for all people. In 1845, Frederick published his autobiography, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. The book was a huge success and brought even more attention to the abolitionist cause. However, it also put Frederick in danger of being captured and returned to slavery. To stay safe, he went to England, where he continued to speak against slavery and raise support for the cause. When Frederick returned to the United States, his friends helped buy his legal freedom. Now, he could live without the constant fear of being taken back to the South. Frederick continued his fight for freedom by starting an anti-slavery newspaper called the North Star. He used the paper to share news, stories, and his powerful ideas about justice and equality. Frederick Douglass also played a crucial role in the Civil War, advising President Abraham Lincoln and recruiting black soldiers for the Union Army. After the war, he continued to fight for the rights of African Americans, including the right to vote. He believed that true freedom and equality could only be achieved when everyone had a voice in their government. Frederick Douglass's life was a journey of courage, learning, and unwavering dedication to justice. He proved that one person, no matter how humble their beginnings, could make a difference in the world. His legacy lives on, inspiring us to stand up for what is right and to believe in the power of education and determination. You have much courage to change the world and leave an extraordinary footprint on this planet. Believe in it and execute your goals, because dreams without actions are just dreams.